Oh, that's good.
It really was. He was just.
Children's.
I think those fit right in.
I don't think
We're one of the bullet ranch.
And don't people.
Don't start because we'll think that all of us. Somehow, this somehow affects the noise.
So they put a pro down.
Think-
Seriously.
think you heard me say that.
2.5?
Yes, he did.
Oh, no.
I will call this special council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. Mr. King, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please, Kathy.
Carter.
Here.
Walter.
Here.
Powell.
Here.
Barstow.
Here.
Hayes.
Here.
Hicken.
Here.
Lee.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum present. The purpose of this meeting is to consider and take action on Resolution 2019-059, a resolution authorizing and directing the city administrator to execute an amended water service contract and an amended sanitary sewer service contract with the Southwest Licking Community Water and Sewer District. With that being said and read, we go into discussion.
Actually,
No discussion?
so moved. So moved. Second.
Okay. That was who's first? Mr. Hicken made a motion and seconded by
Is this
Mr.
to
Walter.
consider,
I'm sorry?
we have other business before we get to consideration of it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it on the agenda.
I don't have an agenda either.
That's on the website, Martha.
That was just reading the purpose of the meeting.
Okay, that was the
Good,
purpose of the
number five.
meeting, and that it was said and read, is what I said, so,
I withdraw my,
okay. All right.
Good morning, everyone.
That is what we're here to discuss. New business, Resolution 2019-059. A resolution authorizing and directing the city administrator to execute an amended water service contract and an amended sanitary sewer service contract.
We still have, go to number 5 first on the agenda.
New business?
Citizens' comments, number 5.
There is no citizens' comments.
That was
Oh,
reading.
I have a different, I'm sorry, I'm working from a different agenda.
Good morning.
Sorry about that.
yeah, there's none.
Chicken my,
Yes, please.
not iced tea today.
Is this Groundhog Day? Is this Groundhog Day? Sorry. I don't hear Sonny and Cher in the background, so, new business, resolution 2019-059, a resolution authorizing and directing the city administrator to execute an amended water service contract and an amended sanitary sewer service contract with the Southwest Licking Community Water and Sewer District.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Hicken,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Walther. Kathy? This is discussion. Discussion. Anybody wish to speak?
PJ, you wanted me to kind of give an overview?
That would be great.
Sure. Okay, so Chris, and Tim and myself have been working with the district to review the current contract for water service and sanitary service. What you have in front of you, you have two versions at this point in front of you. First was a version that was put together probably earlier this week. And after some comments from the district, you have an amended contract that includes some things that their attorney pointed out to us. And essentially, in this amended contract, you have what is, I think, a good suggestion. It stipulates that when the district has water service in the Scotland Ridge area, that the interconnect, as we're calling it, the operational support interconnect, actually, we're calling it the 310 interconnect, would be built within a certain time frame. Engineering would start once notice is given, and then subsequent after that, construction would be built. Construction would be happening within 6 months after that. So the other one that you had initially in the packet didn't have that in there, didn't have a time frame in there. I think it's important to have a time frame in there once we're given notice that their water lines are in place for us to hook together and have this interconnect. Other things that are very important, I think, in this amended contract are ways for us to continue to look at this agreement, continue to amend the agreement as necessary. It gives the city and the district recommends that at a minimum 5 years, every 5 years, these contracts are looked at and evaluated to make sure that they are updated, and essentially what I think the consensus of everybody that was working on these was to keep conversation, communication happening between the district and the city. As we grow and as the district's area and the city's area get closer and closer and closer together, there's gonna be more and more of these areas where it makes sense for potentially the city to serve an area that's under the district service area, or vice versa, the district service an area that's under the city's current service area. So that's gonna happen more and more. This agreement allows that to be evaluated and changed as necessary. Tim, is there anything else you want to point out into this?
No, I would just say that what we see in front of us here is something that hasn't really happened a lot before, which is that cooperative changing of service areas. Kudos to CJ and Chris, not only for starting it, but for all the work they've put in. And I would remind council, just really quick, you talk about the trigger and the 6-month construction timeframe. I would remind council that that swap of our property up north on 310 would be facilitated by the arrival of the water line down Hollow Road? Or is that, yeah.
I believe that's what it
The
is.
district building the line up and over. That is what would be the kind of, when they arrive at Scotland Ridge, would be the triggering for that, and they would tap into the service that we already have there. They would begin servicing those customers that are currently ours, will become theirs, and that would also click the chess clock on the construction.
Yeah, once notice is given, correct?
Yes.
You know, I would add one, another thing is, you know, this is not, I'm not gonna say that it's a perfect agreement. There's probably a few more slight holes in it that we need to make sure that in the future are amended and can be amended. But I would say that from my viewpoint, and looking across the table, I think this is fair, very fair for the district and very fair for the city. So, with that, I would say that it's a lot of hard work by Tim and members of the district have gone into this, and I think it's a good first step for making sure we can work with the district as the developments occur throughout the city and throughout this area.
Thank you, Andy. Hard work, well.
Do you have anything
I
you
don't.
wish to add? Tommy? Suzanne?
Thank you.
Chris?
No, I'm good, I'm good, I think it's a good contract, it's fair for the city, it's fair for the district, and lays out the framework for the two of us to work together in the future, so I think it's been a good contract that we put together,
You're comfortable with it?
absolutely.
I guess I just have a real quick question. I appreciate that it says, you know, it's now much easier for either party to deny service to, and, you know, how quickly when a developer comes and wants to do something, I mean, what is how much easier? Is it,
So the way it's laid out in this contract, if the developer comes in, whoever is denying the service area will give written notice to the other party, and then the other party has 30 days to decide whether they want to take it or not. And it's just that simple.
okay, is that cut and dry? Mr. Powell, you have anything, sir? Mrs. Carter?
I would just say that, I caught up with Mr. Hicken and he's kind of given me the overview, as I wasn't here at the last meeting to discuss it and, based on my, professional relationship with Tim and the word of the people on council who've worked on this and Chris, because of that, I'll be in support of it.
Yeah, I would like to thank Chris and Tim and Andy and BJ, everybody that worked on this. I mean, a lot of work, so appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. Any other comments or questions? Now's the time. Okay, Kathy, roll call, please.
Carter,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Barstow,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hicken,
Yes.
Lee,
Yes.
Okay, resolution 2019-059 passes. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Barstow, seconded by Mr. Hicken. Roll call.
Powell.
I'm sorry, Mr. Powell? Kathy?
Walter,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Barstow,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hicken,
Yes.
Lee,
Meeting adjourned.
Carter,
So I can get a meeting. Timmy's on that.
Okay, I wonder. Good, perfect. We had a meeting last night. I think we got.